Okay, thanks everybody for coming. We are here doing another Ray Studio 3 analysis software release update. This is update number 7 since we have put out the beta software. We've chatted with you several times and told you anytime that we have the opportunity to get ready and share any changes, any updates, that we were going to do that as part of this webinar series, and that's what we're doing again here today. We have Emiliano here again with us. He's going to chat about some of the new stuff that's coming. And by the way, this beta version has been or will very soon be available to you. Probably by the time, Emiliano maybe can share a little bit more later, but probably by the time that we finish this webinar, you should be able to open up Ray Studio 3 beta, and you should have an update that will have all of the changes that we're going to talk about today, and all the bug fixes and crashes and all the stuff, get rid of all the problems that we've been seeing. So Emiliano, maybe we'll talk about that as he gets started right off the bat at first. So I appreciate everybody being here. I'm going to kind of turn it over to Emiliano. We're sharing his screen today. If there's any problems at all, we will jump over and show it on my screen, but I think we're going to be okay. So appreciate everybody being here. Ask some questions in the question and answer box if you have anything. All of the links to to Emiliano's previous webinars will be shown in the chat box. All of the things we talk about as far as links today will be also, for those of you watching it on YouTube later, will be in the description box below. Okay, thank you very much. Emiliano, let's start up. Tell a little bit about what we're going to talk about, and then introduce yourself a little bit deeper with the second slide, and we are off and running. Hope everybody enjoys.
Hello everybody. Thank you for being here, and thank you, Roger, for having me here. Today we are going to speak about our latest release of the beta software of the Ray Studio 3 beta software. We are going to show what we worked on in the last days, and we will uncover some new stuff. Let's jump to the presentation of myself. That it's a part, Roger. I don't like.
I know it.
A lot.
I
do not like to.
I know it's made hard on
myself,
you when you do this, but
no. No problem. I can afford it very well. No problem. As a student, I graduated in road vehicle engineering. I worked during the university time on a simulation model for the hybrid powertrain of Toyota Prius. And then as soon as I graduated, I started working for AIM. I'm here since 20 years, with roughly 2 years I spent in working for another company. I developed for AIM the Ray Studio 2 analysis software, the drag analyzer software, a good part of the GPS manager, and the parts of the Ray Studio 3 software. On the Ray Studio 3 GPS manager, I didn't work alone. There's a bunch of colleagues here. It's at the moment four persons working on the Ray Studio 3 2 on the configuration, and Filippo, who's in the panelists right now. Filippo and me working on the analysis part. Since when I was a young kid, I've been passionate for motorsports and sim racing. And after the university, during and after the university, I cooperated with a team who was dedicated to the endurance races with some Alfa Romeo cars. We started with the vintage cars, and then we moved to more up-to-date one, more modern. As you wrote, it's the 9th time I'm a co-host, and I'm glad for this. I'm very happy to be here. So let's jump to what's new for today. One of the The first thing I would like to speak about is the main database page of the Race3 software. We are constantly working in the background of it to make it a little bit better every time. We tweak it a little bit, and I'm going to show it live just in a second. We tweaked a little bit the way this data is shown. You know that all the sessions can be grouped in the left part. We have a sessions list in the central part of the software, and these sessions list can be shown as a pure list, or can be shown as in a different way, a way that we call agenda view. And this is can show you in a quicker way which data, the data from many races. Also, the preview function can be shown on the right side of the software or in the bottom part, because showing it into the bottom part, I think, is better suited to the agenda view. We can in a second go live with the software, just to show live what I'm speaking of. These are all the sessions. I choose the Lonato track that I have on my left side of my window. Just selecting some data out of my database, and you see that when you go to the header of the list, you can select some of the fields that can be found here, and sort all the data you have according to the field you choose. So you can sort by vehicle, you can sort by championship, by track. In case you are showing data from more than one track, you can sort by a lot of fields. As soon as you click a session, here is the preview, exactly like we already introduced the other times. Maybe a feature that not that many people know is that you can change, you can select you can filter your data in a very similar way compared to what you did in Race3. You can select some data basing your choice on track, racer, vehicle, or championship. And as soon as you select, say, a track, you see that you are shown which are the fields that you are left. So you can select data from Lonato and the racer named Leo, and when you go here, you will be showing in the entire database page, you will be showing only the data from Lonato and Leo. You can jump back to showing all your data just clicking here. All championship, all track, all races, all vehicles, and you will be showing all the data again. So let's having spoken on of the main database page.
What I like about this,
okay.
Emiliano, just to give you a second, this particular process we're looking at right now, the ability to have that preview, which is a big difference between RayStudio 2 analysis and RayStudio 3. And so while we have chatted about it occasionally a little bit in previous webinars like this, mentioning it again for some of it that are new here, and then the ability of also then transitioning and showing it not just in the right but across the bottom, especially in that agenda view, I think is worth saying again. So thank you very much. I think that's a very powerful tool. Very powerful tool.
No problem. To switch to the agenda mode, you can click the second button here. You are switching to the agenda, and this is I think better suited with the preview on the bottom part of the software. The windows that the preview shows are exactly the same. you have a list of labs, and you have a graphic of all the labs.
And the
here.
agenda view is really used, or heavily used, or most useful when you have maybe teammates, when you want to see exactly what time and date. And, but if it was just you, just one car that you're downloading just for yourself, that view probably doesn't have as much value. But when you have multiples, that's a very powerful view.
Yeah, and this in this agenda view, the time is going in the right side, from left to right. So you can see 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. and these sessions are time sorted. So these will be sessions in which both the racers, Alfio and Federico, are on the track at the same time.
Beautiful.
So you can. You can immediately see when things happen. In case, as you correctly said, in case you have only one, in case you have data of only one racer, I think the list view is maybe what you need, because all his sessions are here sorted in time from bottom to top. So on top you will be having the most recent sessions available of your racer in that day.
And that's by default. But are you still able to click on the top of the column there and sort by best laps or the number of laps and other things? But by default, as you mentioned, I do like it sorted with the latest at the top.
Yeah.
Okay.
But by default is that and then you can switch to, maybe you want to look for specific performance, so you can sort by performance and see that this is the one in which I did my best result is 35 162 and 35
and so
to is the second, and so on.
Very good.
So let's jump back to the presentation, and I'm going to introduce my next point. We introduced a limit to the reference slice numbers. I'm gonna show it live in just a second. We are not introducing a limit in the number of labs or slices that you can show. So you can show, as you see here, there are 4 labs that are shown, but we introduced a limit into the number of say tags here for every channel, and of videos and of cursors on the map. So to avoid clutter and to avoid customers hitting limits into the power of PC hardware. This is because as we were organized before in Race 3, you could be opening say 100 labs and having here 100 videos was almost useless, and potentially getting too much power of your hardware. And so we wanted to avoid this, and we introduced a limit up to 2. We can change this limit to be a little bit more, maybe just because we think that 2 is a correct number, but some users could be wanting more, and so I'm going to show you how to tweak it to up to 4. But at the moment, 4 is the very maximum number of reference slices that you can show. So let me. You want to say anything?
And while you're jumping out to the live data, this is a difference in this version of Ray Studio 3 that's coming. And at first you might think that it's a bit limiting, but Emiliano is going to show you some ways that make it not limiting, right? So it's yes, if he selects 4 laps here, it stops presenting the information that he's going to select 3. And then, but we have some pretty quick little tools he hasn't mentioned yet, but I'm sure he'll demonstrate of where you can pick the 2 that are shown very quickly.
Yeah, sure.
So
it's very easy. It's very easy to show to decide which are the videos that are here. Just clicking here, just at the right, in the right part of the labs list, you will be seeing some eye-shaped icons. There's a red eye, blue eye, and the two closed eyes. You can click on the lab and having the lab shown here. So you see, I just clicked with this green one, and the green one appeared here. I can click also the brown one. Okay, and so the brown and the green was the one selected before. So the brown and the green, the brown and the green are shown here. You can switch from one to the other one very easily. So you can decide which are the labs that the video are linked at. And the same will be happening here. If you zoom into the map, you will be seeing only two cursors shown here in order to avoid a lot of points shown, a lot of dots shown here. So it's very easy to decide which information are shown. Here on the left, you are shown the channel values only for the lab with the red eye. So choosing this one, you see here the values for the brown lab, and you can switch very easily. So I think it's not a limitation, but it's a way to show the correct data and nothing more, to allow the correct data to be identified very easily. Another way to change the reference lab is clicking right here in the labs in the storyboard here. You can do the same. Just click and have the red eye icon shown on the lab of your interest. Easy, quick, and I think it's good.
And you had you have the option of changing either 2 or 4, right? Or did you take that out? If you have that, if somebody really thinks that 4 maybe is the right number for them, how do you set that?
No problem. It's very easy. You go to the option buttons just here. You click it, options, and down here you can number of allowed reference slices. You can go up to 4. And
okay. Perfect.
And okay, 4 should be. No, maybe I clicked the wrong button. Okay, now it's 4. Okay, so let me.
There she goes. It just needed to update. It looks like the again. I'd love the feedback as you guys use it. Is for me, the way that I use it and the way I do it most of the time, the 2 is almost the perfect number, right? You get so much that you can't really visualize it very well, and of course, there's always the balance of performance versus how much you're showing and slowing down the computers. So let us know. Try it out and see. And you have the option of going up to 4, but I think default is going to be 2, and I think 2 is pretty much the right way. And they've given you some really good tools of selecting which 2 of those are. So give it a try and give us some feedback as you use it a little bit.
Yep. Let's go on to our next slide. Okay. Another thing I want to point out to set my point on is the possible ways in which we show data on the map. Data can be shown, traces can be shown using a color based on a channel value, and the channel is of your choice now. We can show the map using a monochrome. This is a recent introduction in our software, because we realized that whatever the color you choose, there can be issues on web mappings. So if you choose blue, maybe this is not a common chance, but if you choose blue and you have a boat, maybe you have you have the sea under your map. So blue cannot be the correct color. Green can giving you issues, as well as gray and brown. So monochrome choice can be very helpful when you show data on a web tile. Another way to show traces on the map is to show the sector values, and this is a thing we always had in RayStudio 2, and it's back in RayStudio 3. And in enhancement, if compared to the RayStudio 2 possibilities, is that now you can show more than one lab and compare traces of the different labs you show here. Another way we have to display that on the map is basing, as usual, as we have always had in RayStudio 3, is basing the color on the lab color. So in this case, the green lab shown in other part of the software is depicted as green also in the map, and so on. We can jump to live data just now to show this. This is to show how to do this, how to change those colors. You see here, I think no, I'm pretty sure I coded it, so I'm pretty sure that in the by default in the time distance or in the data movies layout, the per lab color is by default, while when you switch to the split report, the view as we are going to do in a minute, the per split coloring of the map is the default setting of the software. Here, as I was saying, you can see that there are a couple of among two lab. One is green, and is green wherever is displayed. As a cursor here on the movie, is green here, and is green, and its trace is green on the map as well. Is green, and the cursor is green as well. I can switch to showing color using a channel being GPS speed. Okay, it's I was forgetting this. Per channel color is not available when on web mappings, because the API we use it's not allowing this. So you need to switch to normal mapping. This is per channel color. Then you will be having the possibility to show the splits. Here you can see I'm in the red split number 3, and this is the red split, and the same applies to all the other splits of my track. And as I was saying, here we are showing two labs, and if I zoom in, I have two traces here. They both are colored using the split colors, and so you can see also the alignment here of the split line crossing made by the car, and the other way being monochrome. And the first time you select it, it lets you choose the color for your traces. If I select, I think if I go back to show splits and I come to monochrome again, okay, it's
That's what you want,
yeah, ask you what do you want.
Okay.
These are the possibilities we have. Let's jump back to show splits. So these are all the possibilities for showing splits. Let's jump back for a second to our presentation. Okay, here we are. Okay, split report. We went on developing this. We kind of we modified the buttons we had on the top part. We introduced some new icons. I think the very first time you use the icon, you see the icons, you maybe are a little bit lost, but we have tooltips that immediately make the icons intuitive for all of us. In the default split report, we tweaked a little bit this right part, and we added the map showing the split, as I was saying just a few minutes ago. Let's jump to the software again.
Yeah, I think that's a better place to show some of the power of what you were just showing there.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Here is our split report. You can, as before, you can hit a button, click any cell of this grid, and you will see that there's a gray column among all the columns, and this is the selected split, and all the data of the selected split will be shown here. As long as you move the cursor on this plot, there's a lab here that gets bold font, so you can see which lab is which. And the same applies here. If you want to see lab 11 where is on the right part, you just leave lab 11 and find it here.
What I find really powerful about that is you've got that GPS speed in the upper right side of that new panel, and if you just hover over the line that is the clear outlier, the one that's down below, and you can see real quickly that it was lap 1, of the first lap. And while there are some fast times, or some you know which lap to disable to kind of clean up the split report really quickly.
Yeah, absolutely, yes. Absolutely, yes. And for selecting the split, you can do it right here on the column, and you can do it also on the map. So you move, if you move here, I want to see this. Okay, the click is kind of cumbersome. You are selected the split number 2 here, so it's very handy, I think, to move from one side to the other one. It's I think it's useful. Let's start from the right part. We added some icons, as I was saying. With the icons, you can enable or disable any of the four possible plots that are here. We have, as I was, I think I introduced those plots the last time, but I'm going to repeat them now. Here is the distance-based plot of a channel in the selected split. So it's not the entire lap, but it's only the selected split portion. Here you have as an x-axis, you have the laps as well as the third graph, but here you have time, and here you have distance run into the split. This is the split time, and this is the distance inside the distance run inside the split. This is time versus distance, so you can use this bottom part to maybe decide if there is a line inside the split that gives you the more chances to be faster. So you maybe want to look at which is the distance among all the laps you spent on the track, which is the distance that gives you the lowest split time. So it's of immediate understanding for most of us.
Very
move.
powerful. The way that you've done a lot with Ray Studio 3 is giving people options, and which we've talked about it a lot here. Learning styles, and some people like to see those that Excel spreadsheet type table that's on the left side here, and other people want to see some graphical ways of looking at that data. So great that we put together a bunch of different ways of looking at.
You
for
can
the best power.
if you don't care for any of these, you can disable it just with a simple click and save the profile, and these and what you are shown here will be saved together with the profiles. So it's very handy to turn it on and off according to what you need. Let's jump to the left part of the split report. We have the possibility to show all together with the timer of the split. Together with the split timer, we can show also the split distance. So you will be seeing here that lap after lap, which is the distance you run into any single split. Speaking about the numbers, here, but by default, the absolute times into the split are shown. But in case you want to see for every lap, which is the difference between the split this time run in lap 3 to if compared to the best lap or to the best split, you can hit the second button, and now you are shown the difference between your split and in this case is the best split. So you can see here the best split is shown as with the square brackets as an absolute value, and these are the differences. So the best split, you spent 10 seconds 0.57 in this split, and this one is 85 milliseconds more, 300 milliseconds more, and so on. In this way, it's compared, all the laps are compared to the best split. Okay, hitting the button again, you can get all the laps be shown compared to your best lap. So the entire best lap will be featuring the square brackets, and all the other splits will be shown as differences. So there can be someone that are lower than the best lap, of course. Let me jump back to absolute times. Another thing you can do here is this. By default, this split report is showing you fractional data. So this is the absolute time you spent inside the split number 4. Okay, if you hit this button, this way, for every split, this 32.5 is the time from the beginning of the lap to the end of the split. You see that all the times are incremental. So the second split has a bigger number than if compared to the first one. The third will have a bigger number than the second, and so on. That's because all the times are added up to get the total time up to here. Okay. I think the most common will be to show fractional times, but we have had in the past, and we have had in the past this request to work with cumulative times, and when we developed the RayStudio 3, the very first time they were absolute, and we had the same people asking for the cumulative time in RayStudio 2, asking for those in RayStudio 3. So we are back having them. With the fourth button, we can simply enable or disable lab statistics. If compared to the RayStudio 2 software, we added the median value. What's the median? It's another possible statistics on computed on the split times. While the average maybe can be more intuitive for all of us. I mean, the average is the total sum of all the laps divided by the number of laps. The median is just the say you have seven total laps, or in this case we have 13. So the median, suppose you sort all the split times suppose you sort all of them, the median is the seventh lap on 13. So it's the lap that exactly in the middle. Why is it useful? Because say you have a very slow lap, this is affecting the average. A very slow lap can say you have a very slow lap in which split 2 is 10 minutes. This is affecting the computation of the average, while it's not affecting the computation of the median. So it's another way to look at data. Then we have a minimum and maximum and standard deviation standard deviation is a way to understand if data is very close to the average. With a very low standard deviation is like you have all your laps very close to your average. With a big standard deviation, it means that you have say a 7 second split, and maybe some splits that are very maybe 5 and some splits maybe 12. So it's a very spread around the average. So it's all statistics that are possible on data. And then we have the best rolling lap. The best rolling is as many of our customers already know, the best rolling is a lap that you truly did on the track, but it's not done from the start finish line to the start finish line after one lap. In this case, it's the same. Luckily, it's the same. Maybe we can try disable some laps, but it stays on the same lap. It's not always
typical.
true.
That's not typical.
No, that's not typical. Absolutely. Normally it's maybe a lap done from split 5 to split 4 the lap after. So that it's a reasonably valid lap you can achieve.
A very powerful tool.
Yeah, very powerful tool, because normally if you look at the best theoretical, this one is done simply summing all your best splits. But your best splits maybe can be a result of any experiments online. So you can get, or maybe you can break very far, and so very inside the corner, and sacrifice the corner exit. So you will be having a very fast corner enter and a very slow corner exit. So summing simply summing all the splits can give you a total lap time that's absolutely unachievable on a track. So this is I think this is what we are just shown is the completion of the split report. I don't think we need anything more on the split 4.
There
But
is one last thing that, and it was just a question, and we are probably running a little behind on time, but the
okay,
there
sorry.
no, that's okay. There is a button somewhere, and you may have mentioned it, but the where you can show the distance was traveled in each of those segments,
Yep.
and then the very first one, perfect. And then there was a question earlier in the comments that talked about another value that I have actually heard from a number of people that would like to see it as well is the minimum radius value for the cornered ones, right? So when you're in a corner, what other values do we think might want to be added there? Minimum radius might be one of them, and maybe if there's RPM, maybe it was minimum RPM. Just the thought process of maybe some things we can have the users have the ability to put into that area in the future. So
yeah, sure,
okay.
can be
great feedback. I think Tice mentioned that just now. So we do appreciate that. So I didn't want to spend too much time on it, but there's some things we can do.
There's one more thing where it's a way to colorize the splits according to their time. Here, red means slow, and green means very fast. This is, I think, a powerful tool to immediately see which are the laps that you want to discard. Let me. I would discard this because for the first half of the lap, all of them are red, so it's maybe meaningless for what I'm looking at, and maybe also the last one can be discarded, and you will be immediately seeing where your performance is. So
this is a visual option that when I first saw it, I wasn't it was like, okay, well, yeah, that's kind of cool, and I get it, but I'm telling you, the more I've used it, the more I like that. Again, I'm a bit of a visual guy, but that is becoming more and more kind of a go-to for me.
Yeah, it's I think it's handy. I started using and then I liked it.
Yeah.
I introduced it because some customers asked for it, and as long as I'm using it, I'm kind of liking it. Maybe exactly like you are.
Perfect.
So let me jump back to the presentation just to show something more. We introduced right now the selected sector. That it's a thing that I was already showing. Together with the cursor, we can select we can select the sector. I mean, if I place the cursor on inside the split 4 and I jump back to the split times report, is the split 4 is selected. This is because you may be wanting to add this single portion of the window inside or as a side window to the time distance plot. Maybe you can be wanting it into the profile, but we added a thing. If you go here in the labs toolbar, now you are shown bound to the cursor position. We are now in sector 4. We are showing all the split times of sector 4 here together with the lab value, the minimum and the maximum being colorized, so to immediately see them. And maybe you can be wanting to add lab 7 or lab 3 for some comparison with your data.
Very cool addition. That I hadn't thought of that before, and when I saw that, it was like, I like that. I'll be able to use that. Very good job.
Okay, thank you. Another thing. Okay, let's jump back to the software, but not before saying 2 words here. You can, as I already shown, double click on a sector and having the time distance plot zooming on the specific sector. But if you do it on the first or on the last sector, you are shown the straight line as a whole. Let's jump back to the software and show here. If you double click here, you are zooming to split number 7.
Let me add a little bit something there that you've tweaked a little bit that number one, I think this is brilliant. Again, another one of those things I hadn't thought of. But what's really cool is when you do that, not only does it show in the measures graph, but also the track map zooms into that relative area. And that to me is just super, super helpful, right? So everybody use that a little bit. I think you'll find that will become very, very cool tool to you.
Yep. And here is a sync as well.
The splits. Yep, exactly.
Yeah, and if you do it on the first or on the last, you are shown here the whole straight line. This will be happening only if the first and the last are both green, because green is the color for used for identifying the straight line for in our mapping.
This is a age-old problem that we've always had is by almost by definition the main straightaway is typically the longest one, and it's where you break your start finish lines for the painted, the natural start finish line of where the track is. And so we've always had this little issue where it's okay, well, we're breaking our straightaway in half, right? And kind of cool that you're now able to click on that segment and it shows that entire straightaway, showing the start finish line marker in the middle of it, but you get that entire acceleration in this case braking zone.
This blue line is the start finish line.
Very cool. Nicely done.
Okay.
And you were mentioning to me that you might even that it's work in process of maybe even adjusting the split report to show that create a special segment just for that piece of data as well.
We are doing the same here. We will introduce a mode straight line together or straight line separated. And when you place it the two sectors together, also here in the split report, the straight line will be seen as a single. I don't know if it will be at the beginning or at the finish. So it's on the left
nice feature.
or on the right, but
a lot of people really want to know that front straightaway put together in that way as a split time as well. So very nice. Good job.
Yeah, I think it's useful for many of us. Let's jump back to the presentation and move to the. We introduced some operators into the channels report. Basically, in RayStudio 3 analysis, we only had the minimum, maximum, and average, and we were missing some if compared to RayStudio 2 analysis. And we added back the ones that were just missing. So you will be able to have the average, if not zero, the variance, the signal range, time of minimum, time of maximum, and exactly like they worked into the RayStudio 2 software.
Very cool.
Here in the channels report, compared to RayStudio 2, we now have the possibility to plot some of those data. So I can move here on the plot. I'm kind of modifying this in order to have the possibility to have more than one single plot. But in this single plot, you can choose here what you want to see. So maybe if I want to compare how my non-zero average on GPS speed goes if compared to lap time. Of course, lower lap times have a higher average speed. That's intuitive.
There you go.
For all of us. But maybe I want to see how my average speed goes lap after lap. So here is my lap number increasing, and I can see I started with a high average speed to go down a little bit and then to go up again. This way of plotting statistics, I think, to plot the lap statistics, I think it's a good tool for
kind of tie it back, very much so, and to tie it maybe back a little bit to some of the stuff that we've talked about in previous webinars. Maybe it was your lap speed versus your average tire pressure, right? Or and you can start to see trends here without going outside and having to do a lot of work. Very nice.
I think Yeah, I think identifying trends, it's the aim, it's the purpose, correct purpose of these plot. Let me go ahead and let's speak of the cursors on the scatter plot. Now I introduced the possibility. Thanks, Roger, for asking for it. It's a Roger feature.
Nobody else probably cares about it, but it was something I really wanted.
Yeah, no, I think it's very useful. You can click on the scatter plot and have the cursor placed in the correct position in the time distance plot. Let me jump back and show it.
As you're opening that up, that while this is a pretty obviously just a basic, just we're comparing two of the same channel. A GSUM may be a perfect idea. You want to know where was it that you were perfect right there. Where is that difference that you're really looking for? Being able to click in the XY plot drops the cursor down below, and it tidies it all up.
So if I click here, it catches which is the closest point and places the cursor here on the time distance plot exactly at the point you click at that. So it's
lots of really good reasons to use that, but really GSUM, the whole GSUM is wondering exactly where did I leave some on the table, being able to click on it and then zoom in, click on that function. I'm sorry, on that split, and look at it in the video and see exactly what you're doing. So pretty powerful, pretty powerful tool.
I think.
While you're the GSUM. There you go. So and even if you add lines, it makes it even clearer. But you can see where we're missing some, a little bit of. There you go. You can see, well, there's a big high point there. Was that a curve? What exactly happened there? Why am I missing some, in other spots? So very powerful tool. Somebody asked the question, and maybe this is a great place to do it since you're there. They asked, how did you define the splits in Ray Studio 3? It's not, let's not go into detail because we actually have chatted a little bit about it before, but in order to change that red segment that we're in the middle of there, segment number 3, we can just quickly reach down there and grab it and adjust it, right? It is now, instead of going to a map and working a lot of things, you can actually just adjust them really quickly right here. And then it holds that and goes through the entire rest of the program for every other function you may open. And something that I like here is the ability to added alpha. We can name it Oak Tree Corner. We can aim it, Hurry Downs, or whatever it is that you want to call it, which is kind of cool. And then it's brought over into every other report.
Yeah, you can also you can divide the split, so you can get 2 of them. You can change set split type, or you can set to corner 1, corner 2, or whatever. You can move, or you can merge them with previous, next, or both. So,
but the original splits, when it's first there, where is it coming up with the original splits? Is that from your reference lap of the track that was used?
The original splits are computed automatically by Ray Studio 3 software, basing on geometric consideration over the track line, the track that we show here. The track line can be displayed. Also here, let me go to settings. Should be displaying the track line if I zoom in. Okay, here we go.
See that little gray line. There you go.
It's a grain. It's very it's kind of transparent.
Transparent. I couldn't think of the word either.
yeah, but it's shown here as a gray line. This is our reference track, and the splits are computed only on geometric consideration. We are not at the moment. We are not considering the dynamic of the vehicle. I know many people is computing the splits, adding here lateral acceleration or maybe throttle, and going to tweak maybe the split where the racer starts braking or leave the throttle. So
Is this
This
something
tooling,
we may give them options in the future of picking a corner-based track maps or acceleration-based track map or geometric-based track map, something like that, maybe in the future?
yeah, it's a thing we are kind of thinking, because I see it's very useful, but at the moment it's not done, and at the moment it's only geometric, because it's done once and for all as soon as you have the track. On the same track you can have different dynamics according to the vehicle you're driving. So it's kind of difficult. I mean,
Okay.
it's not difficult. If you have if you are displaying data of two different vehicles, the sectors resulting for every vehicle would be different. So these can be tricky. So this is the reason for which we at the moment we are staying on geometric consideration, because geometry is the same for both vehicles.
But we can consider that in the future, so that's
Yeah.
good. Okay.
Yeah, why not? In case you want, in case you modify the splits strongly, you can jump back to the original ones, clicking here and clicking this one, clear split sequence. It will jump back to the original one that's provided by
if you love your splits and you've got them all set, and now and then you go out in a second session,
yeah.
the next session in the day, when you run it, will it come back and use the splits as you've reset them, or will it continually go back to the original?
If you modify the splits, they stay as you modified them, as long as you do not change anything else. They will stay here for all the sessions made on these track.
So it remembers that you're at Lime Rock, and it just whenever you're at Lime Rock with that data, it's going to look at that way.
Yes, absolutely yes. You can create a duplicate of them. So let me introduce my name. So I can create two different sets. They get saved as soon as you modify them, but I can jump back to my
there you go.
Say in this case default, or I can. It's a very quick operation. I can jump to different settings according to what I save my map for. Perfect. So I can create more than one map, maybe one for studying the breakpoints, the other one for studying driven lines, and so it's very easy to jump from one setting to the other one.
Very cool.
So let's go on. I think we are a little bit long, but
we're getting close.
Okay. No, we are close to our finish line. Let me introduce this. I think it's an answer to what people asked for. So let me, for example, show here the more than one lap, maybe two laps. Okay. If I'm dragging, okay, let me drag the laps right inside here. You can see here that that the cursor is always tied to the lap time. So if I'm here in the Race Studio 2 software, this would have been the 0 point. This blue line is my start finish line. In Race Studio 2, it would have been my 0 point, and all what on the right part would have been greater than 0, and all what in the left part would have been lower than 0. Now it stays on the lap time. So if I'm here, you see it's 1 minute and 2 seconds, and as just the exact pixel right to the start finish line, it will jump back to 0, and the same will be showing here. Now it's on the street. It's it's not visible, but if you zoom in a little bit, you will be seeing the 0 point exactly. And the same will happen after every start finish line. So Here I'm at 1:01, and as soon as I cross the start finish line, it will jump back to 0. And this happens always.
I think this is a good change. That it is something that those of us using Ray Studio 2 for a long time got used to seeing these negative numbers. And as a matter of fact, it was kind of a trick that I would share with people. They would ask, what's wrong with my screen? I'm seeing negative numbers. I would know they were in snap mode right off the bat, right? So we'll have to relearn some of our support techniques a little bit, but I think that's a positive change as well.
Another thing I would like to, maybe without jumping back to the presentation, so to save time, let me open these other
as you're doing this is what it was asked earlier in the screen, having a car follow with 2 different data files, one with a camera, one without, and then to chat a little bit about the global timing. It's something that is there, and I'm glad you're going to show it.
Global or GPS timing, and this is a data set that will show exactly what we purposed this feature for. In this case, you are comparing 2 labs exactly like you did in Ray Studio 2 analysis, and you see that if you zoom in into a map, data is constantly. Let me jump to web mapping because it stays okay. Data is constantly aligned here. So these two labs will be showing your data always perfectly aligned, because I'm aligning with the smart sync. So I'm referring to the exact same point on the track. But if you go to the GPS timing or global timing, as maybe we can call, here you see that lines are a little bit different.
Yeah, separated.
But yeah, they are separated. Thank you for the wording. that doesn't come easy to me sometimes.
You do such a great job. It's amazing how good you do.
Oh, thank you. What I was saying. Okay, here the cursor means the cursor is at an exact time of day. It's 10 o'clock, 10:09 a.m. And these are the 2 cars. You see in the videos, we have the video only for 1 car, but the car that was that featured the camera was behind the other one, and the other data set is from this car that you can see here. And you see that also the cursor in the map are in 2 different places, and these are the 2 cars. The brown one is the one with the camera, and the green one is the one that is in the movie. And you can see that the alignment, this is aimed, suppose you have 3-4 laps or of different cars in a race, and you are a scrutineer. I think this feature can be very handy, very useful to identify maybe some accident data, some other or for some other investigation on relative position of the car on the track. So let me
a great teaching tool for driver coach, follow, lead,
driver
follow
coach
kind of
well.
thing. Just a beautiful tool.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see when the car these are the data. I think Matt already shared those data, and maybe in a webinar he presented.
He did, yeah.
So this is very, I mean, it's very
powerful.
I think it can be, very powerful.
And you don't need a camera in both cars. You do need aim data in both cars, but you only need a camera in one. If you had camera in both, it would be even more powerful, right? So.
Yeah, absolutely. This is how it is. You see that the
all linked together.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all linked together. It's a very powerful tool. Let's jump back to the presentation. Okay. This is very quick. You can now be selecting all no, you have to be in normal timing. You can be selecting all the labs. So to show all of them at the same time on the plot, it's kind of a Picasso. I don't know
With two tests open and a lot of laps, it gets pretty busy pretty quickly.
Yeah, it's very busy, but and this is the reason for which we avoided to show all the movies here on the right part. So suppose you want to add all the laps, it gets very clutter, a very cluttered window. Just very fast back on this. You can do this selection right clicking here on the storyboard, or here at the top of the window, top right of the window, and you can go back selecting the best lap for both the sessions, for all the sessions that you loaded. Let me go on, and I think this is back to you.
You did a very good job of filling that in. There was one other question. There was two other questions that maybe we'll do real quickly. I know we're already a little bit late, but can you, inside of the live data, you may want to jump back to explain it maybe, but can we be allowed to change the channel names or the simulator channels or whatever? Can you expand the real life analog ECU channel field character maximum beyond 16? How do you change that name here, right? Just normal way, just like we used to, a little bit different, I suppose. Can you change everything, change the channel name right here?
No, not here. Sorry, it's no, at the moment.
Not yet. Not yet.
At the moment, no, not yet.
That was one of them, and by the way you say that, we can assume that that's coming in the future.
Yes, I don't think it's a difficult thing. I mean, everything. No, I don't. It shouldn't be that important. I mean, the channel. No. I think. I was saying important because I was thinking at the database structure. I mean, the name is simply a name for our database. The only difficult part is that the name is used for profiles, but I think it's an easy change.
Alexandria makes a note in the comment box just now, maybe some sort of an alias name where we can where you can retain the original and yet have an alias name. Maybe that's a solution.
Yeah, could be. Yeah, no problem.
And then the other one that I hear a lot, and we'll kind of close out the data side of this with over there in the channels box. If you get exit out of that, then you've got your list of channels. We have not given the option of having sort channels like we used to have.
I know.
And the reason being that, and you have a reason behind it, and we got to feel it out and see if it's working for everybody. But because of the search box, and because of when you bring up data and make it active, it goes to the top of the list. It is maybe not as important to be able to sort channels. Is that what you're thinking?
At the moment, yes, but you as you can sort channels by its configuration, by its you can sort alphabetically, you can sort by channel type. I see no reason for not having the custom sort in the future. Till now we are not we didn't add it, but in the future I think it will be done.
Maybe I'm the old guy on the list here, but I've gotten so used to having my channels in a certain order that a fourth option up there with custom sort would be welcome, at least for me. I understand
that.
So and Tice mentions, especially with a lot of math channels or tire infrared temperatures, right? It does make some sense. So okay,
I know.
Perfect. It sounds like everybody. It sounds like that's on the to-do list. These guys have been crazy and crazy busy doing so many other changes. And one last thing that I wanted to mention, and maybe you can just add to it as we close this out. Certainly we were just shown a bunch of enhancements, maybe not a ton of added functions, but some certainly. But you guys spent a lot of time in the last 2 or 3 months getting feedback from people, taking it in, and then any doing a lot of behind the scenes work of just fixing crashes and different things. I mean, it's beta software. So you've spent a lot of time on that side to make it more reliable and better use instead of adding as many functions as maybe people might have thought they would see. Maybe you can just add a little bit to that before as we kind of close down.
Yeah, we spent a lot. You are right. I'm very often sharing ideas with you and sharing what we do, and this is what we did. I mean, now I think I mean I have, thanks to all of you dealers and that helped me building a very huge data set. I have a data set that when I import it completely, it gives me a 96 gigabyte database in my RayStudio 3, and I'm kind of proud to say that Philippe and me managed in importing such a big data set as a whole. Just started with an empty database. I click import, and RayStudio 3 after some hours is still working on it and without any mistake. And then we go tuning, we go also with some feedbacks. We had some from Kyle Chatham, that there's I think he's here right now. He gave us a feedback on how we sync data lap after lap, and he identified a possible problem. He wrote us, and we went double checking, and we found some small bugs, and we fixed it. So it's a huge thank you that I have to say to all of you, to all the persons that write us back, and to all of our customers, I think,
that are using this as the testers for this, and a lot of people are starting to use it in with some live data with RayStudio 2 as a backup. Obviously, I again would like to thank everybody that that has helped out. Make sure if you're watching this later or and still getting a good understanding of what you're doing, whenever you see something in RayStudio 3 that needs some feedback, I certainly myself, all of our normal AIM North America support guys are happy to see it, but you must put software at aimsportline.com. We'll give you the email address in a moment. We got to get that information straight to Emiliano and Filippo and the rest of the crew, so they can see it and make sure that they're seeing everything about that, so the improvements can continue to come. So as you give any feedback, make sure it goes to the software address that we'll show in just a moment. So make sure that we do that. Perfect. I see a lot of people have mentioned that we just there was a lot of information covered, and we do that on purpose here. We want to get as much in. Emiliano and I would have loved to chat about a few more things, but we knew that time was going to be of the essence, so we talk fast and we present a lot of information, and it's almost by design, expecting that you will go visit the e-training videos that are on our YouTube site. Here's the link to that. Some of you may be watching that here right now. Those of you who are here live, we do this on purpose so you can go back and take a look at it and see everything nice and review a couple of things and see if we missed something. So go visit us there. Currently 146 videos there and counting. So we're adding them up pretty quickly. We're a customer support company here at AIM. Obviously AIM Sportline as well. Give us a holler, take a look at us, look for us at tracks that are out there if you're around. If you don't see us there, give us a call at the 800 number. I'd love to chat with you and talk about things. So next slide there, Emiliano. Here's an interesting one, and I know we're running a little bit late, but next webinar is going to be sensor installations, and this is one of those that I kind of adjust the schedule pretty quickly at times based on feedback that I get. We did a webinar last week that was all about how to install, and we talked about data being installed in cars that do not have ECU connections, and how to get good data, and that it's possible, and those kind of things. Some of the questions I got, a lot of the feedback questions, comments, was yeah, we talked about a lot of stuff, Peter and I, and but one of the things they wanted to see a little bit more of was maybe some specific sensor installation discussion. So what we've done is next week we're going to bring in David Free from D-Free Trackside Service. He's been a webinar host here, co-host in the past. He's going to come in and we've been gathering some images and some topics and some things to talk about. And so we're gonna look at sensor installations. We're gonna have some tips and tricks and some examples. A couple of examples there on the screen for you right there. What I would like to ask for any of you that are still here and listening, if you've got some cool sensor installation images, I would love if you want to share them and maybe include them. We've got quite a few already, but if you've got some that are pretty cool, email them to me. I'll have my email address be at the bottom of the screen here in just a second. This sensor installation has been asked for a few times, certainly in the past, but after that last webinar, we got a lot of feedback wanting a little bit more of that. So that's what we're going to do. So join us next week, the 23rd. David is going to be joining us, and we'll have a good time with that one. So suspension pot sensors, we've already shared some of those. So yes, we'll be talking about some of those. There's my email address right down there at the bottom, roger@aimsports.com. If you have some of those images, please forward them to me, or put them in your cloud and send me the link, or however we can get together and get those. Just drop me an email note and we can figure out how to get them. Emiliano is what we put down for his software address goes straight to the entire software team at aimsportline.com over in Italy, and there it is, software at aimsportline.com. That's the best way to ask questions. If you have any feedback, questions, comments, function requests, all that kind of stuff, I'm very happy to take, be CC'd on those notes if you wish, but really the most important one is the software email address. Thanks, Emiliano, for doing this today. I know it's a lot of extra work. You guys have been just going like crazy on the software build, so I'm happy that you're able to take a little bit of time and do these updates. This is number 7. Down in the description box of this YouTube video, once we get it up there, for those of you watching there, down in the description, we have all of the links to all of the previous videos about Ray Studio 3 with Emiliano, and all 7 of them now, and some other ones with James Colburn. Has just a great playlist of Ray Studio 3 analysis videos he's been building as well. So those will all be listed down below. Again, thank you very much, Emiliano. You have a couple things to say here as we kind of close this one out?
As usual, I have to thank you all, and I would like to say that Ray Studio 3, the last beta is on online. So if you open your beta software and go to the web updates page, you will be seeing it as downloadable in just a few seconds. So try it and let us know. Thank you.
Yep. Thank you very much, Emiliano. For those of you that are live here, go to your Ray Studio 3 and click on the little cloud button. You'll see that update will be there to show everything we just talked about. If you're watching it on YouTube, jump back in there. We'll also have a link down below in the description box at YouTube of the main page of information about Ray Studio 3. If you don't have the beta already, there'll be a link down at the main Ray Studio 3 page that's linked below to get the beta and start putting in place some of the stuff we've talked about here in the last few updates. So thanks again, everybody. I appreciate it. Looking forward to next week with David. We'll have a good time. Everybody have a great week, and we'll see you at the next one.
Bye-bye.